Good evening, everyone. Kitty Foss here, your storytelling astrologist, reader of the stars. I'm going to touch on the moon. That was May 1st in Scorpio. Very powerful and unusual, not unusually. It was about as much as what didn't talk to each other as what does talk to each other in this letting go, in this releasing of things that we need to transform, understand, let go of, ideas. We had a square with Pluto, whatever the vision is. There was some discernment about what was being transformed. Venus herself was activating in her balance, in her harmony, in her understanding, and in the energy that she is in this need for experience. A new structure really did step forward with that full moon. And there was, of course, the opposition that happens with the sun that's in Taurus. So we did have a whole new structure that happened. We had a whole new beginning with this new moon that was about this release. And the idea of, for me to understand how to be thankful, and I'm trying not to use transactional words like appreciate or value or even gratitude, but to understand and make it a part of my everyday thankfulness. It really was and is about this transformational energy that the moon's in. On the 2nd, Mercury moves into our Taurus energy. It's about stability. Again, trying to stay away from transactional words. It is about what we are thankful for, what we cherish, what we honor. And when we cherish and honor, we live from that point, and that is what we seek. And this is the structure that we are creating. The moon itself in that Scorpio energy is transforming. It's an alchemist kind of energy working with how we're expanding, because it's working with our Jupiter energy in a trine. So it's working in the background in what is true, what are we learning about, and how do I nurture those things that are coming forth for me. That's a really, as society is going through this huge change, it's a very tiring piece as we learn more and more. I noticed for myself in the last few days, there's some really deep dives I've done into the concepts of forgiveness versus release, into what 666 really means. It is literally the code rather than the demon. It's really the energy of being. How many things have we been told? So this moon in its transformational energy working in the background with the Jupiter. What do I nurture that is true? Be curious and learn to listen. Be aware. Things are being brought, especially as Uranus has entered Gemini, and we have Mercury now in Taurus, a bombardment of energy that wants us to experience, wants us to ground ourselves, wants us to take the time to pause. It's not a brief pause. It's a let me ground, let me understand what I cherish and what I honor deep, deep in my soul. Your soul has the information. Can we be quiet enough to hear it? And then on the 3rd, as that moon moves into the sign of truth, our Sagittarius energy, that steady burning fire that will propel us internally, instinctually, intuitively forward. It isn't in a conversation with that Mercury newly and what's grounding us. That is a much more physical energy that's happening. It is, however, in kind of an opposition with that Gemini. What are we experiencing in this chaos? So it really wants us to stay tuned, tune in. It is in that quiet that we touch that place that gives us the information. It is working, that moon in Sagittarius, with our spirit energy that is asking us to take responsibility in Aries and really move with the flow of responsibility, to figure it out, to allow myself the quiet time to process, to be, which means there's a lot of din you're going to be tuning out, that background noise. One of the ways we're able to do that, especially in the 3rd, is we can activate our Pluto energy, the transformation of our vision. I can do this. I can let go of things that I've been told are the way it is. I can let go of the fear, because Pluto, which rules Scorpio, is always has a little piece of fear. And sometimes that is understanding that it's a place where we look for love, for that thankfulness of what we cherish, what we honor. Because as we tune into and activate our vision of what we really tune into what life can be aware of what you say, especially with Mercury now in Taurus. How are you going to ground yourself in? Is it with worry? Is it with, oh, everything is just so? Or is it with, no, we can figure this out. We can communicate. I, even in my teaching, working with small children, I will help you listen to each other. Ask for people to help you listen. Use your soul to help you listen. And that moon in Sagittarius is also working with the structures of who we are, what this responsibility is, and how we are doing this differently. Believe. Take the time to nurture and cherish yourself in all of this. And when I nurture and cherish myself, I don't need to understand where everyone else is. I need to understand where I am. Because truthfully, I really don't know why people do what they do. But if I understand myself, I can understand my reaction and therefore figure out how to cherish and honor my own vision, the truth of my vision. That's what the moon is moving into over the course of these 3 days, from the transformation of it to the vision, the truth of it. Namaste. I'll be back on Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.